I'm not smart. You could even consider me uneducated. I've got a high school degree and that's it. My tech skills are adequate. I can use the phone. I can shoot a video. I know a couple hotkeys in my recording program of choice. The few tech things I know, coding has always eluded me. Backend coding, software, programming, typing are all things that have always eluded me. They've gone just right over my head. So when I tell you that I made a video game and I can make a video game and I can make any kind of video game I want, I need you to know how big of a deal that is and what it means for you. I wanted to make a video game. I play video games all day. I play video games at night. I play video games when I wake up. I record video games and upload them to YouTube. And nobody watches. I mean, and one person watches, but that's not a big deal. I was searching for the right game program to learn, and I settled on Godot, which is a free and open source game development software. I've never struggled with ideas. I'm an idea man. And to a point, I'm an execution man too. I mean, I set things up, I move forward, and I follow through with the things that I say I'm going to do. It's the technical skills that I really have found myself lacking and having a hard time. That was the challenge for me. When you first open up Godot, it's good to open up like a tutorial or a how-to and kind of get to know your basics and stuff like that. But I would find that I didn't know things and they assumed that I knew just a little bit more than I did. And so when I would come to a roadblock, I would find a YouTube video showing me how to get past that roadblock. But then I would reach a roadblock in that video and have to find another video from a different guy. And so because they're all not connected, you find yourself hoping that there was something all in one place or made by the same guy that built on the next thing. As I was playing games, as I do, kind of bummed out that I couldn't figure out how to do Godot so well. I went on Humble Bundle because I like to buy a bunch of games for a cheap price, and I saw a course from GameDev.tv. Again, not sponsored, but it was too good. It was too good of a price. I think it was less than $20. I'll have to go back and look. I'll put it up here. GameDev.tv is my savior. They have been so good, and I decided I wanted to make 3D games because I like pixel art, I like pixel games, but I just wanted that next step of a challenge because it felt like the 3D space was something that was unattainable. And if I could do it, then I would be so proud of myself and feel so good for doing it. They had a course that was 2D games, 3D games. I think it was like how to do online games. It was this big course thing. It was asset packs of like 3D stuff all in one. And it was really cheap. And I snagged it immediately. And I had set my goal to learn how to make a 3D game. And that's why I wouldn't be talking if I wasn't. Before we get too far, you're going to be like, where's your game? Can I find it on the Steam page? Is it on itch.io? And no, it's not. I have a demo of a game, but I made it from scratch. You can play it. I mean, I play it all the time. I invented this game called Chair Shot, and you're basically a chair, and you have to jump, and you can double jump, a thing that I coded that I didn't know how to do, and I figured it out on my own. I mean, I got the basis down, but I learned how to make it happen, like just using like brain logic, I believe they call it. You're a chair, and you can jump and double jump, and you can wall grind on these walls to get across this huge swath of nothingness to get to a stack of tables that you then need to smash into. And I thought it was really funny. You'll see that it's just a demo. There's not a lot of textures. There's fun lighting effects and things that I figured out. Is it a full game? No. Could I continue doing it? Yes. Did I lose the motivation to do it? Did I move on to other things? Yes. Could I continue making games? Yes. And am I going to continue making games? Absolutely. I mean, I didn't set out being like, I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to make the best game. I'm going to be the next Valve. I'm going to be the next whatever companies you like. I'm going to be the next pirate software man. That's not what my goal was. My goal was to be able to do it. Let's get back to GameDev.tv. So I opened up GameDev.tv not knowing what to expect. I had watched a couple of the trailers or whatever when they were teasing the courses on Humble Bundle, and this person named Bramwell, and oh, what a hunk Bramwell is. Bramwell is this, I believe British person, and they have long, beautiful hair and a cool necklace and like a purple shirt and just this air of confidence. So hunky and hot, which has nothing to do with game design, but I mean, you'll see. Look at Bramwell. Bramwell started me from the ground up. We learned the mapping of Godot, what everything looks like, basic lines of code on how to do things, and we made like 3 different games. We made a rocket game where you landed on a platform, tile stuff, so that we had like a castle attack, kind of like a tower defense game, and then we finished it off with what the hell was it? And then we finished it off by making a first-person shooter kind of game, which was really cool. And you designed the set, and you used lights, and there were levels, and there were enemies that could come towards you and stuff like that. And I just thought it was so cool. All those skills, I was able to make a completely different game that was entirely my own using the base that I had learned. And I found myself not really needing to look at other things, because once I figured out that if I do this and it makes sense and it works, then I can just take that and kind of figure this out over here, and then use kind of like my brain logic again. It's a trademark brain logic. I was able to just do whatever I wanted. And I've done that a few times over. If I decide that I want to do a Doom shooter style game with hand-drawn art, of which I'm not good at, but I can do, then I can do it. I can make magic spells. I can come up with a custom magic system. So I highly encourage you, one, to check out gamedev.tv, two, to start doing game design. I mean, these don't even have to be connected, but I found that having all the information in one place made it so that I was able to move a lot faster, learn a lot of things connected, and if I needed to go back, I would. And then I found myself, if I had a question, I'd be like, oh, I did this with Bramwell. I mean, it was me and him. I told Katie, I was like, oh, Bramwell's my tutor. I talk like we were friends. And there is a Discord where you can be friends with Bramwell. I'm going to say this name over and over and over again. I highly recommend you get into this. If you're curious, if you feel like an idiot, like me, if you looked up game design idiot, that's us, you and me. We're in this together. I've got friends. I've joined a local community of game developers. I made a new friend named Joseph out of this. Joseph with an F. Hello. We hang out. We talk games. He's making games now too, and we encourage each other. And so there's a community aspect of it that I've always appreciated. It seems like indie game makers stick together and help each other out. It's not really a competitive space. I'm sure there's competition on like the market part of it, but it seems like people will help you out and learn. And there's a million other tutorials. If you finish the Bramwell course, or if you finish some sort of all-in-one course, and then you're like, how do I make boxes in HBox containers, which Bramwell teaches you. But I'm just trying to think of something that isn't covered, and I can't. Being able to make something that previously did not exist gives this sense of pride in yourself that you can't really get in your day-to-day life unless you do it for yourself. This isn't meant to be a motivational speech, but I think you need to leave this video with the confidence that you can do whatever you want. Whether it's game dev or anything else, you should go for it. You get better every time you do it. And strengthening your skills in coding, where I make typos all the time. You can see I've played typing games and I can't type very well, maybe 46 words per minute. Godot tells you what you're doing wrong and helps you fix it. If something doesn't work or isn't going to work, you don't need to run the program to see what's not going to work before you kind of get a feel. It'll give you like a flash up a warning of like, hey, idiot, this doesn't make sense. If you find a better YouTube source, like a free source for it, let me know what kind of games are cool to you to make that they don't currently have. I mean, the first few games we made, I was just like a bean walking around with a gun, and if you want to try ChairShot, I'll put the Google Drive link somewhere for you to reach it. Thanks for checking this out. Thank you for checking me out. I'm Punchies. You can do anything you want.